Yo, what's up, fam?
Hey everyone!
We're the original
Muslim Globetrotters.
So, today we're gonna talk to you about Machu Picchu. Yep. When to go, what to do, what are the costs, what to bring, everything, all the essentials that you need to know about Machu Picchu. First off, if you want to, you could go into the description. You could find the timings of when I'm going to start each section. So if you just want to go to what to pack, for example, you can just go to that section. So to start with is when to go. So the best time is during the dry season. The bad thing about the dry season is there's more tourists. So the dry season runs from April to October, with the driest season being between June and August, and that's also the peak season. Or the wet season. So wet season is between November and March, with the wettest times being between December and February. Now during the wet season, it's higher temperatures, more humidity, so you pick and choose when you want to go.
We went at the end of March hoping that would be dry because the dry season would have started in April, and we still got water. We still got rain.
Yeah, we got wet big time.
Then the cost, the budget of your trip, there is two main trails to do. There is the Inca Trail and there is the Salkantay Trek. We opted for the Salkantay Trek because it's cheaper first, and also it's easier to get tickets. The Inca Trail was completely booked, completely full, and that's up usually 4, 5, 6 months ahead that it's fully booked. So make sure to check that out. The Inca Trail is about $500 and it goes up to $2,000 depending the comfort that you want to sleep in and the activities that you want to do and the food that you want to get. And the Salkantay Trek is usually between $200 to about $500, so starting way cheaper for 4 or 5 days, your option as well. And then to sleep is also depending where you sleep, that's why the price goes up. So we took the cheapest option and we booked it for $190 or $200 for 4 days. And yeah.
And the Salkantay Trek is easier to book last minute even, because they don't have a set number of people that they need on the trail. Whereas the Inca Trail is regulated, only 500 people at a time could be on the trail. Also,
and as you guys know, we're last minute booker. We never plan anything, so we haven't planned that until 3 days before, and it worked out.
It ended up working out.
Yeah.
Also, on the Salkantay Trek, you could hike that trek without any guides, so that's one other option.
The only thing I would recommend to have a guide is just because he can tell you about the culture, and you can be with a group, and you can meet other people and things like that, so it makes it more fun and interesting for your own culture.
Then you have extra costs. For example, the main extra costs, so if you're trying to budget your trip, take this into account. The extra costs are the tip. You're going to be expected to pay, but it's not mandatory, to pay about $20 to $50 extra.
For the guide, and then you have the cooks as well that you need to pay, to tip. Mm-hmm. There is the $1 for the horse bag. It's just $1.
So they take your horse bags.
Yeah.
$3 entrance free, that's not usually included in the ticket on the Salkantay Trek. Mm-hmm. $10 sleeping bag if you want to rent a sleeping bag if you don't bring your own.
And then $3 for shower or $5 for Wi-Fi depending where you sleep. And if you want to opt for the train from Aguascalientes to the Machu Picchu city, count about $100 each way. So it's usually not in your package, and you go walking, which takes us about 2 to 3 hours. But you can take the train if you want to spend money in that. And you can also take the bus to go up the Machu Picchu instead of walking up the 1,750 steps. And down, it's $12 every time, each way. And then same for the way back from Machu Picchu City to Cusco. You have the option to go by bus only, which we did. It took us 6 hours and it's much cheaper. Or do 3 hours train and 3 hours bus. So this is all the options depending on your package.
Now, for those getting to Cusco and where to sleep when you arrive in Cusco, the best way to get to Cusco is by plane. You could also take the bus, but the plane runs pretty continuously from Lima to Cusco, and it's pretty cheap. Just be careful if you're taking Viva Air, because that's usually the cheapest option. Make sure you print out your boarding pass, or they're gonna charge you an extra $12. $15 each boarding pass just for this little piece of paper. That's their little scam. So print it out yourself so you don't have to deal with that both times.
They get all the tourists like that, so they make a lot of money of it. And it's of course carry-ons, so you can leave your big bags at the Lima hotel you stayed at and just travel with your carry-on, because that's all you're gonna need for the 3 or 4 days of the Salkantay Trek in Cusco.
Yeah, and then where to sleep in Cusco, you could book online. So there's many different online options on Booking, different options like that. And there's also, you could go there and book yourself there. Just try not to maybe do it during the peak season, because you probably won't find availability. The other season when we went, it was fine. We were able to book right on the spot.
There is usually people in the street that offer you to stay at their hotel, especially the night we came back from the Salkantay Trek. That night we arrived at like 11 in Cusco, and
11 o'clock at night.
People were on the plaza just waiting for all the tourists and be like, do you have a hotel? Do you have a hotel? Want to sleep somewhere? And you just say yes, and you jump in one of their cars, they take you somewhere, they drop you off, and they go back to the plaza so they can get other tourists. And it was one of the best places we've had there in Cusco.
It was awesome. We said, yeah, let us in, and we just jumped into their van and went
So
with them.
trust them, go with them. No worries about that.
Usually no worries about that, but
safe.
I wouldn't say to trust and jump into somebody's van.
At least in Cusco, when they offer you to go to sleep to their house.
Alright.
That's funny. Yeah, we did. We literally jumped in their van. Okay.
Next is
what to pack.
What to pack. So, the things that you must have. Of course, the thing that we didn't have and we should have had were nice hiking shoes. So these should be waterproof, breathable, and just good style hiking shoes. We were taking a 3-month backpacking trip, and so we didn't have room in our bags to carry just hiking shoes just for this one Machu Picchu trip.
Same for warm winter clothes, because you're gonna go up to 4,600 meters, so you're gonna meet with the snow and it's really cold. So make sure to dress up and to have a poncho for the water if you're going during rainy season.
Even sometimes during the dry season it might rain, so always have a poncho or a waterproof jacket. That's good. And something to cover your bag with as well, that's waterproof. A good sleeping bag, as we said before, you could rent it for about $10 while you're there, so you don't need to take it with you from wherever you're coming from. Water bottle and your toiletries, like your toothbrush, deodorant. Please take some deodorant. And
thank you for naming the toiletries. They don't know what toiletries is. Come on, skip.
Toilet
Next.
paper. Okay.
Next, no, we don't need that. Oh, by the way, they charge you for the toilet, for bathroom on the way. If you need to go pee, you have to pay $1 to use their bathroom, or you can go in the jungle. Up to you.
Yeah, if you don't reach the...
I opted for the nature more often.
Or you could just wait till you get to your campsite and the toilet's there.
Left to my
Because it's funny. Alright, so the optional things to take with you. First of all is insect repellent. Another thing is a mattress. It's usually provided by most companies, but sometimes it's not, so be careful. You might want to check on that.
Can't believe they don't provide mattresses.
Sometimes.
Plus the ones we had was small, was like thin like this and the Smurf size, but it's good. Better than nothing.
Also, you want to take some sunscreen, a flashlight or a headlamp with you, trekking poles if you need. If you like those help a lot. Towel, gloves if it gets cold, your hands might get cold. Sunglasses, a hat, your camera or GoPro of course, some snacks, and for your feet to breathe, bring some flip-flops.
Yeah, we're breathing all day long.
Yeah, because that's what we ended up wearing most of the time, were flip-flops and hiking in flip-flops, so
yep.
That's not a good option.
For sure not. So, day by day, that's the most important part of it.
The most important part, we're going to tell you the day by day and what to expect for each part. Day one.
So day one, it was wake up at 4 a.m. You take a bus for 2 hours, have breakfast with your group, meet your guides, then you drop off some stuff on the horse, and you just take with you basically your GoPro camera, snacks, and a bottle of water, and you hike for about 5 hours, which was 22 kilometers at a highest level 3,900.
3,600 to 3,900.
Yeah. And coca leaves were much needed, especially when you're not used to the altitude, because you get a headache really quick, and you feel dizzy and stuff. So that was good. We got to the camp around 2 or 3 p.m. and then you have the option to stay at the camp, or you can go for another hour hike to go to the Humantay Lagoon, which is right in front of the Salkantay Mountains, snowy and
so beautiful.
It's really beautiful, so it's definitely worth the hike. And we stayed in little hobbit places, and that was super cute.
Yeah, they give you a little hobbit shack to sleep in with mattresses.
Yeah.
So that's good. Day number 2, you do another 22 hike. This time it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you're going to be hiking up. So from 3,900 to 4,630 meters in altitude. Then you come all the way down to 2,900 meters. So it's a little bit harder hike, and it's pretty steep. The accommodation that we had when we finally arrived to the campsite was better than the first one. It's a cabin, basically.
Room.
Yeah, a room, and you're provided mattresses there as well. And you have the option for Wi-Fi. You cost money. For hot showers, costs money. So be careful with that.
Yeah, and remember that if you go there, since it's 4,600 meters, it is freezing. So make sure to dress up. Yeah. Day 3 was, I think, the hardest day for us since we were barefoot and in flip-flops, because you basically hike for 26 kilometers. So if you're not used to hike, it's already a lot of kilometers that you do in 3 days. And add on to that the ups and downs, the rocks, the crossing rivers, and so that was pretty tough, but it's beautiful. It's
amazing sight.
It's a really nice hike. Then you hike first for 15 kilometers, then you go have lunch, then you take a bus for about 15 other kilometers, and then you get to Aguascalientes, and from Aguascalientes you walk till Machu Picchu City, which is 11 kilometers. I think it takes about 3 hours. I'm not sure anymore.
It's 3 hours, yeah.
It's about 3 hours, and it's a straight line on the train tracks. And you have the mountains. You can already see the mountain of the Machu Picchu in front of you, and it's pretty hard because you're so excited to get there. You're like, when am I gonna get there? And you feel like this way is never ever ending. So that was the tough part, especially for me, just to walk on straight path and wait to get there.
Then when you get to Machu Picchu City, it's really beautiful. If you have some time, take a look around. And the accommodation we were provided there was a really nice hotel room or hostel.
And we got the chance to have our own room because we were a couple. So couples were having their rooms, and then singles or friends were sharing a bedroom.
You do have the option at Aguascalientes to take the train to Machu Picchu City, so you don't have to hike that 3 hours, but it's $100 each way.
So yeah, and then you chill, and then the next day.
Day 4 is Machu Picchu Day.
Big day.
The big day. So you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, take a 20-minute hike to the first entrance. That's where you have to start the hike up the steep steps. 1,750 very, very steep steps. You could also opt for the bus to go up and down, $12 each way. We didn't, we just took the stairs. It's pretty steep and pretty difficult. Then you get there and you tour Machu Picchu. And you could also go to the Sun Gate Bridge. That's free. And then there's other options for other mountains.
Yeah, the mountain that's right in front of the Machu Picchu. But the most important, if you have time, please go get your stamp for the Machu Picchu, because you can get your passport stamped at the entrance before you enter the Machu Picchu. And so you have it. It's a big souvenir. You can take pictures of your passport in front of the Machu Picchu. And I didn't know about it. So I wish I had it.
We didn't get it, unfortunately. But
we love stamps in our passports, and we didn't get that one. So make sure to get it. Regarding food, and then how to get back, sorry.
Then from there, you gotta go all the way back down the 1,750 steps. Take the 3 hour, 11 kilometers back along the railroad tracks to Aguascalientes. From there, you take a 6 hour bus drive all the way back to Cusco City. Make sure if you get motion sickness, you have pills with you, because it goes zigzagging.
We felt it.
Big time.
Regarding food, it might be the best food that we've had in Peru during those 4 days. We have our own cooks. They follow you every night wherever you go, and they cook delicious food for you. Option for vegetarian, meat lovers, or vegan.
Vegan, so you could opt for that as well. Just
Yeah.
make sure you tell them beforehand so they could get it prepared.
Exactly. They usually ask you when you book your Salkantay Trek which option you are, and they make really good food. It's always enough food. We had pancakes and eggs in the morning sometimes. We had popcorn and cookies for snacks. We had veggies, avocados, eggplant.
Let's just say you're well
Everything.
fed during the whole time. Even though there are snack stands and everything like that, we didn't have to pay $1 for any type of snacks.
Yeah, we felt full all the time. So enjoy that.
And that's all. So have a great time. Enjoy Machu Picchu. If you have any questions or anything, please comment below. Tell us about your experiences.
Yep, we
And-
want to know.
And have fun and let this change you into a better person.
Yay, peace
Peace,
guys.